Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is the Novelty Corner, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another ABC of Romance video, which it's been a hot minute since I filmed one of these, so I'm very out of practice. You have been warned. And this video series originally was inspired by Kathy Trithart, who does her ABC of Queer Lit, which is an amazing series, and I watch every single one of those videos. And it inspired me to do romance ones. It seemed like a great way to do really quick, rapid fire recommendations based on letters of the alphabet. My only requirement is that the letter of the alphabet has to be somewhere in the title or in the author's name. Occasionally I might have to stretch it to series name, but I'll only do that if the series is actually on the front cover. And that's just because some letters are really tricky. And sometimes I also do themed ABCs of romance like today's, which is my ABCs of hockey romance. So as I said, this is going to be fairly rapid fire. If you've never watched one of these, I give you the title, the author, and maybe one sentence to describe the book. I have reviewed all of these books in depth somewhere on my channel, so you can always do a Google search for my channel name and for the book title and it will pop up. Now that we've got that long intro out of the way, let's go through the books. So for the letter A, I have Asher by Samantha Whiskey. This is a romance about a romance writer who shadows the owner of a hockey team and they fall for one another. B is for Brick Walls by L.A. Witt. This is a queer hockey romance about two rival goaltenders who find themselves on the same team and in very close forced proximity. C is for Game Changer by Rachel Reid. You've got Editing Steph, which is an hockey romance. It's the start of a very beloved series that was published, and this one follows an NHL player who ends up falling for the guy who makes his smoothies, and it becomes a regular part of his pre-game routine. D is for Deke by Finley. This is a queer hockey romance about an NHL player who accidentally outs himself to a sports reporter. He doesn't know he's a sports reporter, and the two of them end up fake dating. E is for The Enforcer by Avery Keelan. This is a college hockey romance between an athletic trainer and a grumpy hockey player. F is for Foolish Puckboy by Finley and Saxon James. This is about a divorced hockey player who falls for a firefighter who does not know anything about or even like hockey, and it's utterly adorable. G is for Gravity by Tal Bauer, unsurprisingly on this list. This is an hockey romance about two NHL players who find themselves playing together at the All-Stars game in the middle of the season, and they find they have instant chemistry and connection, but they have to work through a lot of complicated feelings to get to a very good point by the end of the book. H is for Headstrong by Finley. This is part of the Vino and Veritas series, and this is a friends to lovers queer awakening story with a virgin MMC. I is for If Only You by Chloe Liese. This is the romance between a good girl soccer star and a bad boy NHL star, and how the two want to switch up their images by fake dating. J is for Jock Wanted by Kate Meader. This is about a woman who desperately wants to fall for a hockey player, but is tasked by the GM of a team to rehabilitate the image of one of his players who keeps getting into trouble, but the GM falls in love with her. K is for Kiss and Don't Tell by Meghan Quinn. This is about a woman whose car breaks down in the middle of nowhere in, I think it's the Canadian Rockies, and she stumbles across a cabin full of hockey players, one of whom is her ex-boyfriend's half-brother. L is for A Lie for a Lie by Helena Hunting. This is a chance forced proximity meeting in Alaska between a hockey player and our female protagonist. They have intense chemistry and then they're separated for a year, and when they finally come face to face again, both of them have secrets. I will content for my romance friends out here who do not like this trope. This does have a surprise baby trope in it. M is for Man Candy by Vanessa Vale. This is a small town billionaire romance. The hockey player is the billionaire, between a hockey hero and a wannabe romance writer. N is for Naughty or Ice by Sylvia Pierce. This is about a single mum figure skater who is tasked with coaching a dirty talking hockey player back into top skating ability. O is for On the Ice by Amy Aislin. This is a queer college hockey player meets injured NHL hockey star, and the NHL player is demisexual, and it was really fantastic representation. P is for Pucking Around by Emily Rath. No one is surprised that this is on the list. This is a very popular polyamorous hockey romance between a defenseman, a goalie, an equipment manager, and a sports medicine doctor on their team. It is very long, but it is very fast paced. And it is ridiculous, so don't go into it believing anything else. Q is for Cupid's Peak by Jacquot. This is part of the Holly Knights novella series, and we have an introvert FMC who goes on a blind date on Valentine's Day and finds out that her blind date is her childhood crush, who is now a NHL hockey star. Another one that will surprise no one is R, The Rest of the Story by Tal Bauer, aka my favorite hockey romance of all time. This is about a veteran player who is traded to the worst team in the NHL and discovers that the team is dealing with quite a lot of abuse from senior members of the team. And so he helps to rebuild the team, and he falls for one of the older rookies on the team. And it is amazing, but it does come with heavy content warnings. I've talked about this book many times on my channel, so there is a lot of information out there if you need it. S is for Scoring Chance by Teagan Hunter. This is an age gap older woman romance between a rookie golden retriever NHL player who is just adorable and a woman who is writing a romance book. T is for Trade Deadline by Jodi Oliver. This is a really low angst hockey romance between a hockey star and a fan, and it is kind of adorable. There is no third act breakup in here, which is always good in my book. U is for Unsteady by Peyton Corrine, which is the most recent book that I've read in the hockey romance subgenre. This is a college hockey romance between a hockey player who is dealing with PTSD after being injured on the ice and a figure skater who is raising her 2 young brothers. B is for Vital Blindside by Hannah Cowan. This is a hockey coach single dad who falls for a younger FMC who was a rising hockey star but has had her career ended by injury, and he is trying to help her rediscover her love of the game. W is Play to Win by Kelly Jamieson. This is a marriage of convenience between the GM of a hockey team and a woman who is desperately trying to escape Las Vegas as soon as possible. X is for Axel by Samantha Whiskey. This is another marriage of convenience, this time between a Swedish hockey player and the PR manager of a hockey team who is trying to convince him to come out and play in the US. Y is for Play Your Part by Catherine Kincaid. This is a hockey romance with fake dating for PR reasons between our 2 main characters who like to antagonize one another. And finally, Z is for Neutral Zone by Teagan Hunter. This is a shy hockey player meets a curvy heroine who wants to open a bakery. So hopefully those very brief summaries may or may not have intrigued you to pick up one of these hockey romance books. In the comments below, let me know if you have decided to try one of them or if you have other recommendations for me. I do love the subgenre. I do read fairly widely in it. I am also extraordinarily picky in this subgenre, so that's a thing. I mean, when your standard is the rest of the story by Tal Bauer, can I be anything other than picky? If you just want to let me know that you're here but you don't want to leave a comment, leave any kind of hockey emoji down below. Otherwise, I hope that wherever you're in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.